Hello everyone and welcome to another good morning, another beautiful day. Today I'm doing another short film review and I wanted to start focusing more on anime short films, mostly because one, I just love anime, I can't get enough of it, and two, because it allows me to checkbox my anime list, Letterbox, and GoodMorningSol all at the same time. So it's the best of both worlds. That being said, unlike my other short films where I just kind of looked at the Oscars and looked at all these nominated films and just combed the internet to find them, I'm kind of just like in a weird oasis of random when it comes to anime. And there's not like a good database to really hone in on like certain films like before. So instead, I'm guessing until I find a good system. I'm just gonna shoot at the hip and find these films. And the first one that was recommended to me, like on a forum, I think on Reddit, was a film called Rain Town, which I just watched. And it basically is about a film, or it's about a town where it never stops raining to the point where it's flooded and all the residents like have moved out. They're like on the edges, I guess. It doesn't really fully illustrate that. So the meat of this film really is this little girl who wanders into the town and she's just exploring this deserted, rain-filled town, and it's a beautiful fucking aesthetic. I love looking at this film. One frame of this is better than entire films I've watched. Like I could comb through an entire I don't know, like the stupid ass parody movies, like Disaster Movie, The Starving Games. I could go through that entire film and not find anything that looks like this one frame is better to my eyes than an hour's worth of other films. It's a beautiful fucking film. Rain is always rain and snow manage to make the most beautiful aesthetics sometimes because it's the world actively doing something that the humans have to interact with. And we have this little girl in this little raincoat. She reminded me a lot of this other little girl from a film called Song of the Sea, where she's just very quiet and gazing and daydreaming. And she continues to explore this town until she finds this robot creature. I don't know what the backstory is for these robot creatures. There's a couple shown throughout this film. But until the credits roll, this is the only one we see. And he's basically just a walking head, and as they're exploring, he breaks apart, and the film ends with her leaving him behind. I don't That's where I was kind of just, because a lot of the short films I've seen have very obvious messages and very hand-holding plots. Anime, I don't know if it's a Japanese thing. It doesn't hold your hand and gets a little bit more abstract, and not even abstract, just unconventional sometimes. That's kind of how I felt after watching this. Thankfully, there is an after credits scene where she goes and sees her grandmother, or her whatever relation she has to this person, and basically gets the robot, its head. A nice little after credits scene. Until that point, we just assume, she left him to rot. I don't and that's another thing. Anime, a lot of times, Studio Ghibli movies, they're simple, they're to the point, and they don't always have to be more than you think. It is as over the top and overthinking as it is not. You're just overthinking it. It's just abstract, it's just images, it's just doing whatever it wants to. There doesn't have to be a message. So it's really hard sometimes when you're trying to find the root of the story, and then it's what? At the same time, it's just I don't know what they're doing, but it's still better than 90% of the other short films I've watched. So I enjoyed it aesthetically and just in that Wall-E, like the first half or hour of Wall-E where it's just kind of quiet, ambient, and we're just letting the world take us in. The entire soundtrack to this thing is just rain and piano, and it's gorgeous. Like, it's gorgeous. I could spend a fucking hour of this little girl discovering and looking around this town because it's so fucking beautiful. Where the robot came in, that's where I'm just kind of like, okay. I've seen a lot of anime stories where it's like, okay, little child and robot, and let's see how they work together. You know, not the best ending, but I enjoyed the film to the point where I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was an interesting one. Anyway, that was my thoughts on Rain Town. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, thank you for watching as always. I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, with that, I leave you.